what I bought on eBay. Tell me why
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle.
Last week's episode got me thinking, that seems to be happening a lot lately, like this one begets this one begets this one. Anyway, what I mean is when I talked about the LCV periscope and how often it is missing. And it is, but complete vehicles aren't that difficult to find, nor is the periscope.
But what about other accessories?
How often are they missing, and how expensive can it be to replace them?
So I did some research and made a little list.
Now, for this list, I trolled eBay, but only looked at auctions that actually sold to check prices, so I didn't look at what people were trying to sell stuff for. After all, I personally could put up this gorgeous Commando Hank figure for $5,000.
But selling it ain't gonna happen.
So here are 7 of the accessories that are the most lost and or the most expensive to replace. Number 7. Flags.
Flags from various vehicles and playsets were easily lost.
Highlights include the one from the original G.I.Joe headquarters, but much more the red ones on the Cobra Stun. Because not only were they removable, they also broke very easily, so a complete stun will cost quite a pretty penny. And just try to find the flags loose and unbroken. Number 6. Starduster Accessories. Starduster was a mail-away exclusive and with 4 different and easy-to-lose accessories, so tracking all of them down can take a while.
And if you do find them, prepare to open your wallet because damn!
Yeah, whether it's the jetpack or the gun or the helmet, you're gonna be spending some money. And one of these accessories I actually want to dive deeper into because... Number 5. Visors. Various. Starduster came with a visor, the same mold a few of the original 1982 Joes came with. These are often missing, but not just those. You had figures like Coldfront or the Alley Viper and others, all with easy-to-lose visors. So a figure that still has them is more expensive, and finding the accessories on their own ain't cheap either.
Plus, there's a certain risk involved.
Especially with the 1982 ones, namely replicas, custom-made replacements. Now, most sellers are quite upfront about these not being original, but some aren't, and once sold, anybody can put them on a figure and claim they're original.
So carpe diem. Wait, that's not what that means? Habeas corpus. No? Look, I only took like 1 semester of Latin. Wait. Ah yeah, caveat emptor. Buyer beware.
Number 4. Antenna. This one is more about vehicles than figures, as a lot of them came with antennas in various forms. The one for the Mauler tank is a prime example of expensive and hard to find. But it pales in comparison to a certain figure's antenna, the one that came with worms. That one is super rare, and I know from experience I have lots of worms.
I really should have found a better way to phrase that.
Yeah, only one of all the figures I have still has the antenna. And it's a double feature since his vehicle, the Maggot, and really what were Hasbro smoking at the time to come up with those names, also came with an easily lost or broken radar antenna. Now, antennas are one thing, but we can go even smaller and harder to find, since sometimes the smallest things can have the most value.
That's what she said. Or at least that's what I wish she'd said.
Number 3. Microphones. Quite a few figures came with microphones attached to their helmets. And for reasons I can only attribute to malice, a lot of them were removable.
And removed they were, frequently.
The most famous and one of the most expensive examples is probably Lift Ticket, who came with the very popular Tomahawk. His mic can set you back over $100. But since the helicopter was so popular, there are lots of them around still. Not so with Hardtop, who came with the frickin' Defiant, so is very rare, and his removable frickin' microphone is even rarer.
So finding one is difficulty squared.
Plus, like with the visors, with these things you have to watch out for custom-made replicas. This was true 20 years ago, but even more so today with 3D printers around.
And speaking of the Defiant...
Number 2. Defiant parts. Ah yes, the Defiant. So big. 3 huge vehicles in one. All with so many parts to lose. Side panels, gantries, windshields, guns. The list is endless and expensive.
You'd think that thing was made from actual space shuttle parts.
And since parts for the Defiant sit at number 2, that can only mean that the number 1 most expensive accessory is a purple patch for a Steel Brigade mail-in figure.
Okay, no it isn't, but yes it is. Let me explain.
I put G.I. Joe in the search bar on eBay, then filtered sold auctions highest to lowest, and scrolling down, this patch was the first accessory I found.
But I should really say accessory.
Since yes, it did come with a figure, but it wasn't for the figure to use, so I'm not counting it as number 1, even though it is the most expensive at over $400.
We all know what the real number 1 is gonna be anyway.
Number 1. USS Flag Accessories. Yep, if you thought completing the Defiant required a second mortgage, you ain't seen nothing yet. The most expensive part is again something of a gray area when it comes to accessories. Since it's a working microphone for $350, but is that really an accessory for the ship or the person playing with it? If you don't want to count that, then some railing at $315 will do. And those were the rarest and most expensive G.I. Joe accessories I could find. Damn, this hobby can get frustratingly expensive sometimes if you let it.
Feel free to share your own horror stories in the comments below. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
What I